Hi guys, my name is Stephanie and I'm back again with another video for you guys. And today I will be showing you guys how I make a frontal wig. So if you are interested and you want to see how I make my frontal wigs, please continue to watch and I'll be back. So for this video, I will be needing a couple things to make this wig. So first, you have to make sure you have a mannequin head or a canvas head. So for me, I use a canvas head in the size 22, and you will be needing T-pins, needles that's stringed already, and then you'll be needing your wig cap, which is one of the most important thing for making a wig. Mine is a mesh wig cap and it's in this brand that I use. You could use any other brand that you want to use, but I use this one in the mesh dome wig cap. Also, you'll be needing a thread to make sure if you run out, and then most importantly, you will be needing the hair that you're gonna use to make the wig. This is a frontal 13x4 and it's in the length 16 inches in our 9A grade hair, and then I'll be using 3 bundles in our body wave hair. So this is, I got right here 2 20 inches and 1 18 inches. So if you stretch it, you will see the length of it. So for now it's curled, so it will look a little bit short. So when you order from the website, it will come looking something like this. This is a 9A grade, and then it will have the tag with the information on it. And also you will be needing scissors and a clip. For right now, I'll be starting by adjusting the wig cap on the mannequin head, and I would like to stretch it in the back, like over the 22 mark, and I'll use a T-pin to make sure I secure it in the back. After you adjust it to how you want it on the mannequin head, then you want to go ahead and place the frontal on. So what I would do is I'll make sure I figure out where the middle part is on the frontal, which is like right about here, and I make sure I center it in front of the wig cap. I'll make sure I pull the wig, the frontal over the wig cap a little bit over, at least 1 inch or 2 over it. So the wig cap is right here, and then the frontal will be right here. So then I will use my T-pin to secure where I want to keep it so it doesn't move, and I will use one in the back to secure it where it should stay. Then I'm gonna be pinning the 2 sides randomly just to get started. I'm gonna pin the 2 sides down, and then just to get this hair out of the way, I'm gonna be part it in the middle, and then I'm gonna braid it coming down just so I could get it out of the way when I'm sewing it. So once you get the hair out the way, you're gonna go ahead and remove the 2 pins at the side that you did, so you could adjust the wig, the frontal a little bit better, so it could lay flat on the mannequin. So you see right here, it's not flat. So you want to remove these 2 pins out of the hair, out of the lace. Then you want to adjust it properly to make sure it is flat, coming straight down on the mannequin before you pin it. And then once it's flat, you pin it on one side. It's secure, it's not moving, it's not lifting. And then you want to go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. You bring it down, you stretch it, and then you want to pin it to make it secure. And there you go. So you see it's very flat coming across. And then I'm going to start from the very bottom. I'm gonna make a knot right here. I'm gonna just make a knot before I start sewing. And then now that is knotted, I'm gonna go ahead and sew my frontal on. So how I knot it while sewing, I would normally hold it with one hand and put the thread through behind. I make sure it's behind the needle and then bring it through, and it's knotted at the same time, so you don't have to keep knotting it before you go. So now I am finished sewing on my frontal. I will be starting with my bundles. So first I'm gonna start off with the 22-inch bundle, and I'm going to go ahead and sew the bundle on. So for the first bundle, but being that it is 20-inch, this is not much of a long length, and I have 3 bundles, and being that this is a frontal, it takes up a lot of space on the frontal. So I'm gonna be doubling the first bundle before I begin singling it. So I'm gonna keep it doubled. I'm gonna start right where I end sewing the frontal. I'm gonna start from there and bring it all the way around, and then folding it coming back. So I don't cut my wefts because I don't want it to shed a lot, and cutting your weft can cause shedding. So a lot of people experience shedding in their hair is because they cut the weft and they do not seal their weft. So I'm going to go ahead and use my T-pin, and I'm gonna push it through the weft before. So after I push it through both the weft, I'm gonna stick it right at the point where I stop sewing the bundle. Sewing my frontal, I should say. I'm gonna stick it there, and then along where I want it to stay, I'm gonna keep sticking it around here. So it's a guide for me to know exactly where I'm sewing my wig. And I'm gonna continue sticking it around where I want it to stay at. And I'm gonna leave it like that, and then when I get there, I'll move along with sticking it. So then the amount of thread I have left off, I'm gonna continue sewing it. So I'm gonna remove my pin. I'm gonna pin it down further, and then I'm gonna sew through the 2 wefts that I doubled. And I'm gonna pull it tight so it doesn't move, and I'm gonna knot it before I move on. Now that it is secure, I'm gonna go ahead and continue sewing. And I'm gonna continue to sew just like how I sewed the frontal, and knot it just the same. Okay, so now that I'm like an inch away from the frontal, I'm gonna remove my T-pin before I sew it, and then I'm gonna split the weft, because remember it was doubled. I'm gonna take just one weft to meet the frontal. I'm gonna pin it right there where I want it to meet the frontal, and the other one I'm gonna leave it hanging because I don't want it to meet the frontal. So I'm gonna continue sewing with the other weft, with the single weft going to the frontal. So in all that way, it could be flat. It won't be bulky going up. So when you meet the frontal in one single weft, it will be a flat result. You will get a flatter result. So then I'm gonna sew it through the frontal, through the cap, and then through the weft to knot it and make sure it's secure. And then I'm gonna knot it one more time, and I'm gonna go through the cap, through the frontal, and then through the weft. So I went through the cap, the frontal, and the weft, and then so it could be secure and it would stay there, and then I will knot it at the same time. So for right now that I've knotted, I'm gonna go ahead and take out the T-pins that I have around it, and then I'm gonna fold it. This is how you fold it. You take the first one that you left off and you place it over, and you place the other one on top of it, and you bring it together. Both of them, you bring both together like this, and you will pin it. This is why you need your T-pin to guide you. You pin them, and then you're gonna do the same thing going all the way around. And then that's what I'm gonna go ahead and do the same stitching method that I was doing by putting the thread behind the needle, push it through the weave, through the cap, and then pull, and then it will leave a knot. And then you go and it will push through both of the wefts, through the cap, and right through. Once I knot it, I could go ahead and bring the first one, the one that's on top, to the back, and then I bring the other one that's on the bottom that meets the frontal on top. So I'm gonna go along and go ahead and stick it again to where I want it, and I leave the space. Give it like an inch space between each track. Then I'm gonna go ahead and stick it all the way around, so it give me a nice guide to how I want it to stay on the mannequin. So once I sew it, it will be just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead with the same sewing method for the whole. So now that I'm at the end of this bundle, so I'll be left off with a little bit piece longer, like a single one longer than the bottom weft, because remember it was doubled. So what I'll be doing is I'll be cutting it off to meet with the short piece. And then I'm gonna knot it right where both of them is at. So this is the piece that I have left off.